Alright guys, Supreme Kami here, so let's talk about the physical team. So I think right now, since it's actually a good time to talk about the physical team, I think as far as the options that you guys need to kind of pick from, I want to say immediately right now, before looking at the other ones down here, click in here first. Summon on Zeke first because he is the 3.0 physical character, so he is innately gonna have a longer time expectancy as far as usability. So that's first and foremost. Secondly, he has a really busted mechanics that allow you to pretty much incinerate any of those mini bosses. So like the one that you will see that has like their own unique name, their title, whatnot. He can do that. So I don't know why you wouldn't go for him. So as far as a physical character, go for Zeke first because he is ridiculously busted. So that's one character down. So let's move on to another character that you might want to get to activate your physical resident. So as far as what we have down right here, we have three different physical characters to choose from. But like I said again, pick another one in here and you're good because you guys do have to get Zeke first if you guys are starting out, or if you guys are a new player starting out, you want to build something for physical, do go for him. That's why. But you do need another one. So it's either you picking it from these roster or you go for a standard pool. But since they are available, let's kind of talk about their pros and cons, but like how good they are and whatnot. So three characters that we have Lyra, we have Umi, and then we have a Junono. So alright, so I think we are gonna go through the process of elimination. So Lyra is simply just a character that is more for like a healing base specifically. So she is a really absurd healing character because she does multitude of things. She pretty much allow not only heal like her ally, she does also protect ally from dying. I think it's once through her A5 advancement. So yes, even though she is a really great healer, but through her advancement she gets even more busted. So that's something to kind of consider about as well. So her, like I think most of her really great benefit comes through like things starting from like 3 stars to like 5 star, like the one that negate a lethal damage, right? So it this gets expensive obviously, but I think even through her lower star advancement, I think she is still exceptional. I think I don't know if you even really need 1 star. I think 1 star probably like a bare minimum to get, so that's what I would say. But I think she is also a great character for someone that may not be like the biggest well out there. Let me kind of put it this way, because usually in these types of gacha game we have someone that spends a lot. They have every character. We call them like ultra DPS, giga well, big DPS or big well, whatever. But I think the main takeaway is even if they are like the biggest whale or whatnot, they still need someone to support them. They still need someone to heal them. That's what free to play or low spender do. We like I wouldn't mind running like a full healing team to support like the biggest DPS so we can clear the event. So I think ultimately when you take a look at the perspective of like different you know things to play for, like what kind of role you want to play for. Sometimes being a tank or being a healer isn't that bad because you already have someone that does a lot of damage. But I think what we're missing from the team is survivability. So I think she ultimately could be a great option if you want to go for that route, support your main DPS. So that's just what I'm kind of suggesting. So if you do want to have that, build a separate build for, you know, healing specifically, do definitely go for her because she is gonna come in clutch for sure. So that's definitely something you guys do have to pick out for if you guys want to be stay true to DPS. You keep that in mind. She does do DPS as well. She can do damage, right? It's just that what her role is for is supposedly for. She excels in healing more, right? So the other two that we have Genono. So Genono, I am just gonna outright say she is a very hard character to kind of use. I think for me specifically, is you have to play around her. You kind of have to build your team around her to make her excel. She does great damage. She is good at doing single enemy target. She excels in that. She's also great at doing damage to like a group. So I think you have like a bunch of enemy, especially in Bygone. She's great. She's great at doing AOE damage. So she excels in that. She can heal. She does everything. But I think her main flaw is that you have to play around her. I think this is like her magic show gauge right here, or just the warm up gauge. So right now this gauge is not completely filled up, so you cannot use the skill. So the warm up part. So I don't necessarily think that is like the biggest turn off from using her character. But I just think that could be a hindrance. So that's why I don't think I would suggest using her. She also does provide support. Not to mention that, but her advancement for support is gonna be under the 3-star advancement. So I think even 3-star advancement could be a very slippery, expensive path for people. So that's why I don't want to really suggest that. Yeah, that's just the problem because we just have too many, main field doing the DPS type weapons that we don't have a lot of supporting type characters. So even if we do have them, they are expensive. Juno or Umi being that one. So as far as that goes, I'm not gonna put her high on the list for someone that you should prioritize summoning for. So that's pretty much what I would say. But up next we do have Junono. So even though her main role is DPS, but she does offer off you damage via her octave whips. So I think that is definitely a great redeeming factor. She is someone that does not really need higher than a 1-star advancement, so I'll kind of give that a pass because I feel like 1-star advancement is pretty much easy to achieve rather than being 3-star. That is like really expensive. So I think she's great. Off you damage is also really good. She does also have a universal resident, so increase amount of damage by 15%, activating by equipping 2 weapons of same element. So that's great. That's why I don't think she practiced it on 2 physical resident, so it has to be 2 other one. So that's why she works exceptionally well when you do have her under the double altar team. So like the 2, pair her up with 2 ultra weapons and she is going to shine. I think you can also pair that up with right now using 2 physical or 2 flame character, and you can also activate her physical resident with via Zeke. So that is also an option. So I think she is ultimately the final physical character that I'll be suggesting, just because in terms of different team you can play her in, it's gonna be a lot more effective, just overall better. So I think that's pretty much it. I think pretty much cover like the pros and cons, what they're good at. So Matrix C, just to quickly cover that, I think Matrix C are definitely something you want to go for the latest and the greatest, just because they are usually more universally based, so we definitely want that. Zeke specifically one is really great because it does offer for the flame as well. When you have, I think it's equipping, yeah, this is when you equip 1 ore, physical ore flame, so you can technically kind of toss that into your getting his 2-piece, slap that onto your flame team as well. So I think Zeke Matrix C definitely has a better longevity than some of the other ones. So pretty good. Pretty good for sure. So I think the other one you might want to kind of start things out with definitely Junono. It's just, I think hers is more universally based, all elemental damage, so we definitely want that. And then after using any physical skill or discharge, you get another elemental damage increase, so pretty good. And then I think Umi one's is still pretty exceptional. I think his is pretty good. I don't, 2 physical weapon, yeah, that's kind of like a stretch because we are running a rainbow team. You may not have the luxury to have that, so probably not the best one to go for. But if you are going for like a healer main specifically, I think Lyra chips are a must-have, just because there are a lot of perks that she is offering through her matrices. So that is also something to consider about as well. But other than that, I think that's all the explanation I have for all of them. So I think throughout the video, you guys should be seeing gameplays of me using all of them. So that should give you like a good perspective of how they kind of operate as well. But other than that, that's pretty much it for me. And then I'll be catching you guys all on the next one.